And definitely, I can take the weirdo option and hat here because I'm good with that. Um, but I also want to tie this directly into what Violetta was saying and what Ferio was saying before that. It's not to dream the impossible dream. It's to dream the possible dream. But that dream, this is a collective dream now. We all would like to have a future that's livable. We all would like to have a world that works for all. So what are we going to do about it? And I think this is where the leadership really comes in. I love the quote from George Bernard Shaw. He says, "You see things as they are and ask why. But I dream of things that never were and ask why not." See, this is the spirit. I think dreaming of things that could be, right? Um, and just to tie this also directly into something that, and then I'll share just a few very brief slides to really stimulate our thinking about this transition into action. I don't know about solutions, but into action, engagement, and building on the things that we have, the Future Leaders Program and the Global Mayors Academy. So there are some things that are right in there. But how does this relate? Let me connect it though with something Farrell was saying, because it reminded me of the idea that we often say, oh, we're doing this for future generations. We're doing this for the future. And sometimes if we have young people here, like Crichton, I'm kidding, sorry, Crichton, don't pick on you. And and we say, yeah, because they are the future. But they're the present. We are here now. I think this is Farrell, what you're getting at as well. It's not about we're doing this for the future. We need to be doing this for now. And in a way, I like the birthing metaphor. Um, and I, as a man, I feel sometimes like I'm doing cultural appropriation when I say this, but I really, it really makes sense to me that there's a triple birthing going on right now. And this is what I'll present in just a moment. But simultaneously, we are midwifing a new time into existence. It's not new, it's a remembering as well, as we were saying at the very beginning. It's things that we know how to live in relationship with each other, with the living world, right? So it's a remembering. So that's being the midwives of a world that is coming into being. But at the same time, we're giving birth to a new world. We are its co-creators. So we have to be giving birth at the same time as we're midwifing that which is coming into existence. But the third part is very important. We are also that which is being born. So we're simultaneously midwifing, giving birth to, and being the world we want to see. And that's a very important last part, because often we're like, oh, we're doing this for a future generation. We have to live and embody and engage with what it is that we are wanting to see in the world. So I'm going to just share a few ideas and slides about this. And as we go over to here we are, and go here, and there we are. And then that. Okay. So I want to share with you some ideas on what I'm talking. I call evolutionary leadership, but really it comes down to this essence that we've been talking about a lot here, of what constitutes the capacities for being a future leader. And one of these things is this idea. We're often in this kind of situation where we're put in a leadership position, or we're just even have to facilitate a small group, and we're expected to be taking people someplace. Yeah, and yet we have no idea exactly what we should be doing. Like this poor dog here, right? I can't smell a damn thing, right? But so how do we live into this space, right? And how do we take ourselves and each other on a meaningful journey, right? Again, this is this systems perspective that I want to share with you. So first of all, a little bit, again, these are meant to stimulate our thinking about what is this evolutionary role. So what is evolutionary leadership? So first of all, it is conceived as the form of leadership that is required for successful sustainability management in an evolutionary context. And this comes to something that Patty was saying, and it's not just about she typed in the chat. It's going beyond survival, right? It means for moving from survival to sustaining, living within the carrying capacity of our environment of our ecosystems. But beyond that, it also means moving into thrival. How can we create flourishing domains, right? So evolutionary leadership is a call for stewards of people, organizations, communities, and ecosystems to facilitate the emergence of thrivable societies in flourishing bioregions. So this is something that we were talking about early on, and Marina also emphasized this about the perspectives. And many of us were talking about connection. So these are key aspects of evolutionary leadership. What is the purpose? So, and these are just, again, ideas we can talk about and bring this into how do we enact this? How do we embody this? How do we bring this into the world together to facilitate the conscious cultural evolution of a democratic, socially just, learning oriented, spiritually fulfilling, and ecologically sustainable global society? It's a lot, but it needs to have all these things in interaction, right? It's not just let's focus on one thing at a time. We can focus, but we need to foreground and background these various things as we engage. We can't just focus only on one dimension. It's all interconnected. So evolutionary leadership is based on a new worldview that integrates the biological, ecological, and social dimensions of life in service of ways to human well together, right? And this is what Dumi was also mentioning in the chat. We need the hub for, and we are the hub for learning how to human better, be more human, right? What does that mean? So what are some of the competencies? So here I want to just put these on the table, some things that we might want to think about. We have to know how to read the patterns of change. Well, that first of all means listening. Reading and listening are different metaphors for being aware of the change that is happening to us, through us, around us, engaging in that. We are also the patterns. Understanding the key challenges of the 21st century. So when we talk about the VUCA, BANI, RUPT, TUNA, all these other frames, what are they? What are the challenges to us, right? And then we can think about the responses, which we're going to get to now in the second part here. So we can comprehend global problems from an evolutionary and systems perspective. This idea that we want to get to sustainability, we want to get to an endpoint, we want to fix things, we want to get to the sustainable society, that's problematic because it's a journey and it'll always be changing, always evolving. We'll never get to, oh, now this is the fixed answer of the society. Here it is. We do it like this. So always being in flow is a key aspect of the competency of an evolutionary leader. We're committed to social, environmental, and economic justice, key aspect of equity, and incorporates ancient and contemporary wisdom from indigenous societies in connection with land and the rhythms of nature. And I know Patty doesn't get this at all, so I'll explain it to her later. But this is the idea. I'm kidding, because Patty's a big leader on this. But this is, I think, very key, because it's not just about reinventing the wheel or being so smart as Homo sapiens sapiens that we're going to come up with a new way. It's remembering, bringing that membership back into, and Matt and Ferial and Marina and many of us will be talking about this remembering, right? Okay, what are some practices? And how we're getting a little bit into the solution things here. The personal practices. First of all, get out of your own way. So these are things I tell myself. How am I standing in my way or in the way of others to be able to move things forward? Because what? My ego, my presence, my solutions, I have the ideas. Okay, get out of your own way. Connect. Sense into what is seeking to emerge. And this idea again of sensing into, when you're in a VUCA dynamic, trying to make sense of everything in terms of rational, it's too much. But being part of the flow and seeing where's the light? How can I move towards the light? And there's the flow, aligning with the pulse of change that is life affirming, future creating, and opportunity increasing for everyone, not opportunity increasing for yourself only, but not only for everyone, but for all beings. And not only for all beings here and now, but also for all future beings, right? How can we view do what John Ehrenfeld talks about sustainability as the potential for life to flourish on Earth indefinitely. That's radical sustainability and flourishing, really. And this is the idea that we don't need to wait. A quote from Joanna Macy, who's a fantastic inspirational leader in this, who passed away just recently. She says, because the relationship between self and world is reciprocal, it is not a matter of first getting enlightened or saved and then acting. As we work to heal the earth heals us. No one need wait. So with that inspiration from Joanna Macy, I will leave you just with this admonition to be the systems you want to see in the world. And you know, I love this framing because it means first that you need to be you in the world. That's key. But also, you have to listen with your heart, with all of your being, because the systems want to see, the living systems, the future systems, that future generations of all things want to see this world thrive. How can we be the stewards and the curators of this beautiful possibility? And with that,